Parents seek all sorts of ways to ensure that their children lead successful lives. But the key to successful children is to provide life first, and then the success will follow.
Kinder seinen Bechuye, Bekibud Avoein. Und wie steht sich von der Time im Basel bepashtus, wie bald das seine sich leser Nefesh für Kinder.
Check.
Wow, that was a great move. Let me think. Shmuley, the ball game's over already?
Yep, I'm back. I don't believe it. You're still playing the same game of chess with Chani?
Yep, she sure knows how to play. But don't worry, your patience will be rewarded. As soon as we're done, we're going out for ice cream.
Well, then it's worth the wait. It looks like you're almost done. I'm just gonna watch until you finish. Hey, Chani, don't do that.
Shmuley, shh. Just watch. You'll see.
Connie, you should have listened to your brother. I have no choice now but to take your castle.
And checkmate. I win.
Whoa, Chani! Great move. I didn't see that coming. Wow, congratulations, young lady, on a game well played.
Chani, that was a really cool move. You gotta teach me how to win like that.
Well, sometimes you have to make a little sacrifice in the game, but the reward is worth it. 'Cause I won.
And sometimes you have to wait a little for your sister to finish a game. But the reward is great, 'cause then you get ice cream.
That's true about a lot of things, not just chess and ice cream. Sometimes you have to do something difficult, but it turns out to be well worth it. You give up something small because you know that later in life you'll achieve something much greater. You know, your mother and I had times of great sacrifice, but now the reward is worth every moment of it.
What sacrifices did you have to make?
Yeah, and what rewards did you get in return?
Well, when you guys were just born, 16 minutes apart, it wasn't so easy for Mommy and I. I was fresh out of Koilo, adjusting to a new job, and Mommy was in over her head, looking after you twins. Then there were all the sleepless nights with 2 crying babies. You guys had some very big lungs, and you made sure everybody knew. Then later in life came the toys, the clothes, schools, camps. And one day you guys will be turning bar and bas mitzvah.
Wow. That's not something we kids normally think about.
Well, it's always good to recognize the good that people do for you, especially your parents. It takes a lot out of us to make sure that each of you has what you need, not just begashmias, but also beruchnias. We work very hard to make sure that you get the best possible chinuch to grow up to Torah, chuppah, and maisim tovim.
It seems so hard to be parents. We kids have everything so easy, but our parents work so hard.
You're right, sometimes it is hard. But the truth is that we parents benefit from our children even more than we give.
Like what?
Well, because we're Hasidim of the Rebbe, and we listen to what the Rebbe says, we don't look at raising a family as hard work. We see it as a tremendous privilege. The Rebbe really helps us to see what's important. First and foremost, children are the greatest gift. Even if you must work hard to raise them, nothing is a greater bracha. But even more than that, when we see that our children follow the right path, growing to become Hasidim, that is the ultimate nachas. The Chassidish nachas we experience when we see Shmuley learning Mishnayos or Chani davening is just unbelievable. Even looking at you kids now, could there be any greater reward? It's like the chess game. You have to give a bit to win. As parents, we sacrifice a lot. But when our children go al derech haTorah, we know we won.
So when we behave well, Tati and Mommy have nachas from us?
Yes, you bet. It makes every challenge worthwhile.
What you're saying makes me want to be so much better. Of course, I always wanted to do the right thing, but I never realized that my mitzvahs are your payback.
Shmuley, we have to start doing more mitzvahs straight away, so that Tati and Mommy will be rewarded with immediate nachas. Why make them wait?
Well, I'm very happy to hear that. And I'm not going to make you guys wait longer either. Come, let's go get that ice cream.
והאסקונוס, wenn sie haben einen ruhigen Menuch, einen guten Menuchas an Nefesh, einen ruhigen Leben, wissentlich. Hat voneinander geteilt in Asami Nefen, hat zum alle Menschen hat besorgt, dem Chinuch HaKosher. Und das ist nicht nur ein Linie, wie gesagt, früher ein Gseele, nur wie man sagt in Loschen Amische, das ist ein Investment, man legt da rein Geld. Oder die Stahlblus, was zahlt sich heißt, kam upon im Kocho, wie gesagt, früher noch mehr, wie viele Eltern geben Kinder. Es sehen sie, geben sie nur die richtige Sache, in der richtigen Zeit, in der richtigen Most, bekommen sie der Fundgufe, was sie wissen, also haben getan, eine gute und richtige Sache für Kinder. Bis als sie bekommen, nicht bepasst, Kiastin, wenn die Kinder wachsen ist, haben sie im Leich auf Neuen, volle Häfens von Emes Nachas, von den Kindern an der Erech Yomim wie schon im Tevis.
Kaishal Bracha, Matzis Simchas Torah, Tavshin Mem Hey. A choir from the Chabad Cheder in Morocco sings for the Rebbe a new tune they composed to the words of Sivas Hashem. The Rebbe says, the main thing is working together. It doesn't matter so much the understanding.
It's not the understanding, it's the performing.
That's the main thing.
That is the
main thing.
That is the main thing, performance. Yes, thank you.
Thank God Almighty and do this beautiful there.
Thank you. Thank you, Vince.
Rabbi Yosef Menachem Weinstock approaches the Rebbe. The Rebbe says, I haven't seen you in a long time. Are you going back to Eretz Yisrael? The Gemara says that when one comes from Eretz Yisrael and then goes back, he gains the wisdom of 4 people. The Rebbe asks, what's with your publishing Sfarim? Rabbi Weinstock replies, I'm writing a book on Kriya Shema, on Tefillin, and on Tzitzis. The Rebbe says, these things are relevant to daily life and for one's entire life. Rabbi Weinstock says his grandson is getting married.
Amen. Das war reich und das war der Gassen in der gute Show und das war das Spori, was sie do. Was der Gassen.
The Rebbe says, this is for the wedding, but don't use it to be Mekadosh her. The Rebbe says, when you publish your Sefer, don't forget to send it to me.
Then I went again.
Spiritual dimension.
Precious somehow.
An important role.
Became a family.
Everyone else was astonished. Rabbi Nachman Bernhard served the Oxford Synagogue in Johannesburg, South Africa, for over 3 decades and founded the Torah Academy School. In the late 1970s, the school purchased a 22-acre property for its new campus.
We bought that property, and we redeveloped part of it into a very nice school, and it became a great hub of activity. As we moved into the 80s, things really became very dicey financially. The rand didn't just fall, it plummeted way down. The rand was worth about, which is our currency in South Africa, was worth about 30 cents, 37 cents maybe, American money. And meanwhile, we had been given by the South African Reserve Bank, the Lubavitch Foundation, had been given permission to go ahead and borrow quite a large sum of money overseas. Our debt virtually trebled, and we ended up owing something like 160 million rand. So we kept asking the Rebbe for a bracha. I said, what we need is that the rand should go back up. If the rand will go up, we'll be able to. We had given 30 million rand to each of two banks, but we owed them a lot more. They wanted more. Our property was open to them. They could have taken that over. Anyway, we did all kinds of things. We went overseas and we kept going to try to raise the funds and so on. We had some success, but not enough to make a real difference. And so we keep saying to the Rebbe, that we ask for a bracha, that the rand should go up. So at one point he says to us, listen, stop telling Hashem how he should help you. Just ask for daven and ask for bracha that things should get better. It's not for you to tell God how to do it. It's okay, so we stopped telling him. And then, I think it was late November, Rabbi Lipsker and I were visiting a fellow who was a congregant of mine, and around 10:30 at night, the phone rings. It's for me, I'm told. Who is it? Rabbi Label Groner, the Rebbe's secretary, on the line to say he has a message for me from the Rebbe. Now that was doubly strange because I hadn't asked the Rebbe anything new at that point. But this was something where the Rebbe took the initiative. What was the message? The message was, Korov Levadai, it's a virtual certainty, Shebekorov, that soon, Ya'aleh Shar HaRand, the value of the rand is going up. And he repeated that. Korov Levadai, Shebekorov, Ya'aleh Shar HaRand. That was it? That was it. Now, if the Rebbe is, as Rabbi Groner, track me down and tell me that late at night, it must be because he expects us to do something about it. So we did. We got right on to going to Pretoria to see the chap in the Reserve Bank, who at that time was in charge of foreign exchange, and whom we knew well. And South Africa in those days had very strict rules about foreign exchange. So we had to be very careful about it. We went to see him and we said, listen, when we took out this big loan, which you allowed us to do, you didn't let us take forward cover, which is a kind of insurance against the currency falling, your currency falling, or the other currency going up, whichever. Didn't case, so that when you pay it back, you don't suddenly find yourself with a hugely inflated debt. So you've seen how much we've lost for no reason of ours, because the economy crashed. Let us buy forward cover now. So he was very nice, he knew us well, and he said, no, but gentlemen, why waste your money? What's the point of it? And he pulled out his charts to show us how low the rand was, which we knew all too well. And he says, That was about 37 cents. And he says, how much further can the rand fall? What are you worried about? Why waste more money on it? To which we said, listen, we just have a feeling that the rand is going to go up. Humor us. Give us permission to cover forward. So I said, okay, if you want to. We immediately contacted the banks and told them, cover forward. The rand is going to go up soon. They didn't ask questions. They covered forward, and at the beginning of January, the rand went way up, and they recovered tens of millions of rand of the debt.
With materials from the Living Archive, established by the Rohr Family Foundation. Video collection preserved by Benjamin Federman in tribute to his parents.